Are we unmuted? We're back, guys. Again, no introductions. Lands versus Miracles.
Should be a little bit different matchup than we saw last round.
Yeah, because the last matchup had interaction and removal spells and creatures. This one has lands.
Yeah, it looks like we opened up with a forcible.
Yeah, we saw Forceful on Exploration. Exploration's a pretty good card for lands. Mostly the combo with Exploration comes from when you're using what's the name of the card?
Life from the Loam.
Life from the Loam, exactly. Where you're getting back lands and playing multiple per turn, and just becomes ready to generate.
And given there just aren't that many spells to counter, since the deck is mostly lands, you probably do want to counter any of their key cards like an Exploration or a Crop Rotation.
Yeah, mine as well. Here we see a Counterbalance come out. Not the most impressive card in this matchup. I mean, lands can 100% win the game without playing a single spell. But he does go for the Punishing Fire on Tyler's face.
Does Tyler know the top card? Because why wouldn't you trigger it? Okay, there he goes.
Yeah.
I mean, you're giving them a very small amount of information, but I mean...
He's probably looking at his own hand first. We see a Crop Rotation. By the way, Cody does now know the top of Tyler's deck, which is a top, which means he's not going to be casting that Crop Rotation quite yet. Which just instantly get countered.
Right.
Though I'm not sure what he'd be crop running for.
And it'll be pretty hard to ever resolve it, given Sensei's Divining Top always costs one.
Yeah, unfortunately for him. I mean, his one chance, I guess, is in response to the top. That is his chance. Oh, and he's just pitching something to Molten Vortex. Which, by the way, Molten Vortex might be the key card in this matchup. I mean, red... pitch a land, deal 2 damage. He's able to do this, whenever he draws a land. If he ever draws a Crop Rotation, I'm sorry, not a Crop Rotation, a Life from the Loam, get back 3 cards, sacrifice 3 lands, deal 6 damage. You can end games pretty quick.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure that Tyler's planning on keeping him off of resolving any Life from the Loams.
Yes.
I mean, all he basically needs to keep on top now is a 2, and then he's got the top itself for the 1.
Yeah.
And the only spells in the lands deck basically cost 1 and 2 mana.
Yeah, I don't believe there's any... Is he running a Chalice, maybe? Some of them run Chalice.
I don't see any Chalices in the main. There are a few on the board.
Okay. Some of them run a main, some run on board, some of them don't run at all. I believe that was... Did you draw a Dark Depths, or is that a Glacial Chasm? Can't quite tell. Both of the card arts are just giant blocks of ice. Speaking of which, we see the Crop... Life from Loam. I don't know why I keep calling that Crop Rotation. Oof. Gets countered by the 2 on top. And he passes.
So all Tyler's really looking to accomplish now is just to end the game, right?
Yeah, he's looking for a big, entreat the Angels, or maybe get out of Jace and just plus him. See, there's the Council's Judgment, which, by the way, does work on Merit Lage. Exiles him. Doesn't matter if you're indestructible if you get exiled. If you're on board to talk about this for a moment, I've always wondered the flavor of Council's Judgment, like how it exiles something. Are they like sending it to jail, or?
I would rather talk about how Corey just chose to dredge his Life from the Loam.
When he knows that
it's going to get countered by the counterbalance. It doesn't seem like that makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I see what he's doing now. He's gonna gamble to try to get him to put the 1 on top.
To then resolve the Life from the Loam.
To then resolve Life from... that's a fine play.
Yeah, I mean, it's, not likely to work, but Corey's kind of in a really bad position, I think. So he needs to try and dig his way out of this. And if there was no 1 on top, and Tyler did go ahead and set the top on top to counter it, and then he resolved the Life from the Loam and was able to get 3 more lands and develop, that would help him. It would give him a shot in this game.
Because, Tyler is only at 13. If he, if he deals 6 and then somehow resolves another one, deals another 6, like, Tyler's basically just dead. So, I'm sorry. I said Corey as well. It's Cody.
My bad.
I also said Corey. I think you said it because I said it. I can't read.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame it on you when his name is right in front of me on the screen. But Cody.
Yes, Cody. Sorry, Cody.
Man, will go for the gamble here, and then
the gamble resolves. But
so what is he trying to do? Is he trying to find his combo, his Dark Depths?
You know what? I think he gambled for a He gambled for a Mox Diamond, and he hit the one land in his hand, so his Mox Diamond no longer works. That must be a Glacial Chasm, and he was looking to play Mox Diamond and get rid of the Glacial Chasm because it's not useful in this matchup, and actually use that for mana. But
so the interesting thing to me is I don't know what that really accomplishes for him. I mean, he's going to draw lands that add mana on some turns, and what does he do with this mana? Let's say he had successfully kept that Mox Diamond and resolved it.
Yeah.
What would he then do with that mana?
That's when he was looking to Crop Rot. Because the gamble, but he just let the gamble resolve. He didn't fall for the bait. So you're right. I think that wasn't the best card to get.
I mean, I know Cody's in a bad spot, so
yes.
it's not like oh, how could he do that? I'm just trying to envision what his plan to get out of this spot is.
I mean, I agree, and he's once again dredging his life from the loam. But unless you think Todd's going to make a mistake, it seems to me like it's kind of beating your head against the wall. They say the definition of insanity is trying the thing over and over again and hoping it does something different. Well, casting your same spell into his two on top, it doesn't seem like it's going to work to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not an expert in this matchup.
No offense to Cody, of course.
But if I were Cody, I'd be thinking about trying to make a 20-20.
Yes.
Quickly, before Tyler can find answers to it.
Yeah, make a 20-20 or do something. And here we see him crop rotting. But at this point, he has a 1, which means not only is that not going to resolve, but that he also has the 2 still there. So, oh, you know what? I am so silly. I didn't even notice that he Council's Judgmented the Molten Vortex. So, I think Cody's really only path to victory has been taken away. I don't even think a 20-20 at this point will work. Odds are Tyler could find a swords or a...
Well, of course the odds are nothing's going to work. But I'm just saying the only path to victory that I see would be if he made a 20-20 and Tyler did not
crossed
have
his
an answer.
fingers.
Right.
Yeah, let Jesus take the wheel.
Right. So I would have gambled for one of the at least
Dark
pieces
Depths
or the Thespian stage, whichever I play less copies of. It looks like there's 4 Thespian stage and 3 Dark Depths. So I would have probably gambled for Dark Depths and then hoped to top deck a Thespian stage. And then, set up a 20-20, and maybe he just doesn't have it.
But we saw Cody scoop right there, knowing that he's just completely lost.
Sure, and, time could be an issue. You never know.
You know what? That's a good point. It is important to note that his lands versus miracles, even if one deck is dominating, it still might take 20 minutes to win.
Yeah, so it's good, it's good to concede when you're locked out of the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. That would have been what I would have tried that game. Is probably the gamble
I think you're
correct.
Depths. I think that would have been the better play from Cody. But sideboards, I'm curious if either of this deck really has Crows and Grip from lands. Boil, I guess, will come in too. Boil's a nice one. I like that.
Yeah, 6 islands, 2 tundra, a lot of islands in there.
I definitely say Boil and Crows and Grip are coming in for sure.
Pretty key cards.
But if you're What do you take out, though, for Boil? And
he's got to Besiege You to help resolve the Boil, also.
Okay, yeah, if you want to bring in Besiege You.
I mean, it's got to be to resolve these Boils.
Yeah, that seems fine to me.
And then I guess I don't know what he's going to take out. I don't know what's not
You know what? I'm going to be honest. In lands, I've never really known what you take out. Like
that makes 2 of us.
I mean, maybe the Glacial Chasm can come out. That's not very important. Bajuka Bog also isn't important. It feels weird to take lands out of your deck, but I mean, you have 40-something lands.
Right. So
you can take out a few. I think
so some of those lands that are spells where they're not really useful in this matchup. Basically.
Our producer has not so subtly told me that Punishing Fire is definitely going to be coming out. Not useful in this matchup in the slightest, unless Tyler brings in the Monastery Swift Spear. That has to be Monastery Mentor. Is it
Monastery Mentor? Yeah, that's what he's got written down here. Yeah, I mean, I don't. Yeah, Punishing Fire seems not too useful, so you'll probably take that out along with some of those lands, like you mentioned, maybe like the bog.
That'd actually be perfect if he takes out Bog, Chasm, and the Punishing Fires. He has 4 Crescent Grip, 2 Boil, and then he could take out 1 more for Besiju.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense.
Now, if you're Miracles, what are you bringing in?
Well, does he have any anti-lands cards? I mean, it's a very
Back to Basics.
Back to Basics, yeah.
That's really good. Back to Basics is extremely good in this matchup. In fact, I don't know if Lands plays any Basics.
Yeah, it's just literally an anti-lands card, right? So yeah, I mean, I imagine he's not going to over sideboard. He'll bring those in, and maybe he'll bring in the Monastery Mentors. Maybe he won't. I don't know what he has to take out. Any creature removal is pretty dead. Swords to Plowshares.
You don't want to remove all of it, though, just in case of the 2020.
Right, and Swords gets the 2020. So, basically, he doesn't have any dead cards, really. Kind of an excessive amount. Oh, Terminus, that also gets a 2020, but I can't imagine...
I would take out some number of them.
Right, I can't imagine he wants 4 Terminus, 4 Plow to be able to handle the 2020.
That's a little excessive. Council's Judgment also handles the 2020 as long as it's not made at instant speed.
But that has a big upside that it's able to handle also Exploration.
That's true.
Or Resolved Molten Vortex.
Yes, which, Molten Vortex might have been a problem for Tyler, but he got rid of it.
Right, so I imagine he'll just shave some number of Terminus and Plow to bring in the Back to Basics, maybe some Monastery Mentors.
I saw someone in the chat suggest Surgical Extraction. Surgical Extraction is okay. I mean, we saw last game though that he's able to pretty easily deal with Life from the Loam just by having a 2 on top.
Yeah, but he'll probably bring that in because those seem. How much of that do you really want? You want some of those in your deck, but you're pretty good at seeing cards, so I could definitely see the Surgical coming in over a Terminus or a Plow.
Yeah,
I think that makes sense.
Let's.
I don't think. I mean, I don't know if he knows what Cody sideboard looks like, but you don't want to just sit around waiting to get boiled all day. So yeah. I would probably want those Monastery Mentors in to end the game quickly.
Boil is not a card you see a whole lot of, but it's definitely a powerful one. And if you're a Miracles player, you really have to think about Boil because you're a slow enough deck that Boil will actually affect you.
And I do want to give the players credit. Like, when I'm over here trying to figure out how to sideboard, it's with perfect information.
Yeah, I know, right?
They don't know each other's deck
I can see his deck. I know what he's going to bring in.
Yeah, right. I'm like, so you've got Boils and Boseiju, so I want my mentors. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know that Cody and Tyler know what each other has.
Unless Tyler's been looking at some deck lists, there's no way he's going to know. We see a Gamble, of course, and he hits Dark Depths. That is not what he looked for because he had that in his opening hand. I didn't see what he searched for. We see turn 1 top from Miracles. That's pretty good.
I wonder if, anticipating this, he would just search for Corrosion Grip, or if he's going to go and get like Life from the Loam or something like that.
There is, by the way, Besiju in, so you were correct about that. He brought that in. You know what he is playing? He's playing Forests. I thought he was playing 0 Basics. He's playing how many Forests? It's just... Do you see how many Forests he's playing?
1.
Okay. Just a Forest.
I mean, he has a couple fetch lands too. He has 2 Wooded Foothills. He has 2 Taiga, 1 Forest, 2 Wooded Foothills, and 1 Windswept Heath.
Well, I mean, as far as basics go,
yeah.
I'm saying if he plays Back to Basics, he's got 1 mana.
And I mean, there's some other cards that don't really do anything in this matchup that he could take out. I mean, he's got a Tabernacle. I mean, I don't know if you're really that worried about making them pay 1 for the Intrigue Angels before
I think they're fine with doing that. Exploration, by the way, came down. Pretty great card in lands. As we said before, mostly for the combo with Life from the Loam.
And speaking of combos...
Interesting, by the way, that he didn't... Why wouldn't you wasteland your opponent?
Yeah, especially when you've got the... that's a Thespian stage, right? He's got the make a 2020 combo here.
Yeah, that's...
So you specifically want to keep them off white if you can.
Yeah, that seems questionable to me.
Yeah, I would have wastelanded that Tundra.
I don't know. Maybe there's something we don't see, but... Tyler has a Swords in his hand, and he can get another land, but... Still, I think that's a mistake.
Sure, but when your opponent's setting up top balance this early in the game, I mean, you have to be going for the win.
Yeah.
It's not like you're going to grind them out.
And see, if you're just going to waste now, then, yeah. He sacks the Dark Depths, sacks the Thespian stage, gets his 2020, and then Tyler fetches and casts Swords to Plowshares. I believe I saw a Swords. Yeah, I think there's a Swords in his hand. There's definitely a white card. Right? Or is that a Tundra?
I haven't seen his hand.
I might be wrong. I think it's just a...
Yeah.
Oh, it is a Tundra.
That's a
Okay.
Tundra. He doesn't have swords. He's going to die this 2020.
Well, game 1 looked really swingy for Miracles. Game 2 seems really swingy for...
All he can do now, right, is crack top all natural.
Yeah.
Because he can't spend a mat on it.
Let's rub our hands together.
But he could hit
top of the deck.
Could hit Terminus or Plow, right, off this top.
No, Terminus no longer works. He casts Brainstorm.
Oh, right. It wouldn't be his first spell this turn. Good point. So it's Plow and only Plow.
And nope. No Plow.
Yeah.
Well, that game was quick.
Yeah, but I mean...
Game 1 was pretty quick, too.
You know, there's only a few different ways these games can go. It's post-sideboard.
Yes.
You know, the Boil thing, and otherwise you're just making a quick 20/20.
Yeah.
Especially if, you know... Miracle sets up, you know, by setup I mean counterbalance top.
Yeah, the lock.
Right, if they don't set up the lock, I mean, you can start trying to grind with your life from the loans and stuff.
Yeah.
But if they do set up the lock, I mean...
Then you really, you only have those two choices. And fortunately for Cody, he was able to get, what was it, like a turn 3, 20/20 flying indestructible.
Yeah, that was fast.
It's pretty quick. Made it instant speed, too. Game 3, I'm curious... if they change their sideboard up at all, or if they just go right into game 3. Probably not. Changing your sideboard between matches is more of a Delver thing to take out some number of dazes or put more dazes in, depending upon if you're first or...
Right. There's not too much leveling, not too much cat and mouse play here. It's more just, I've got these cards that are effective against you, and, you know, you've got these cards that are effective against me.
And, of course, we see the pile shuffle, everyone's favorite.
Are you not a fan or something?
People, for some reason, on the Software to Magic stream like to pile shuffle all the time. I think they do it just as a joke because they know it annoys us as commentators because it takes forever.
I mean, I usually try and pile once before each like match, sometimes even game, just to make sure my deck is 60 cards.
Oh yeah. If you're counting, that's fine. I saw someone once who was pile shuffling between mulligans. Yeah,
no, I wouldn't do that.
That to me was very confusing.
Yeah, after a mulligan, I usually just give it 7 riffles and then present again.
Yeah, I was like, what is that? Why are you doing that?
Yeah, I like 1 pile for for the count, and then after that, just 7 riffles or so to get it pretty random, and then any other piling past that is excessive. I would definitely agree with that.
Do it after you fetch a land.
That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Nobody piles in the middle of a game after they fetch a land.
Oh, you think so? I've seen people do it on stream here, and we have to tell them not to do that. You can't. All right, I'm fetched.
Are they going to do it just to troll us now?
Yeah.
Are we asking to be punished? Is that even legal? Do you get a slow play warning?
Probably, unless you're really fast at it.
You'll get a warning, and then you'll get a slow play warning.
It's funny.
So, is Tyler thinking about a mulligan?
He definitely has to. Oh, nope, he keeps. All right. Nice to see 7-on-7 action. There have definitely been some unfortunate matches on our stream where people mulligan to 4.
It's Magic. It's
Magic.
It's not the better part of Magic, but it happens. Happens to everyone.
Yeah, at least there are mulligans in this game. Ooh, that's Invasive Surgery from the new set. It's a better envelop. Basically, if you have Delirium, it surgically extracts your opponent.
Okay, well that's pretty useful, I guess.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool spell.
If you assume you're looking to get rid of life from the loam permanently.
Well, if you were playing Envelop before, this is literally just Envelop but better.
Right. And I mean, of course, you're always going to take an upgrade, but yeah, specifically relevant, I think, with the Dredge card, Life from the Loam.
And it's got cool art.
Back and comes back.
Yes.
And it has cool art, which is a really important reason to use it.
This is Brain. All right, we see another gamble, and that. Can I say that was a little bit of a gamble, casting that into a blind?
I mean, you could have said, "and the gamble succeeds" or something like that. That would have been a little bit, clever at least.
No, I think that was a gamble, casting into a naked, whatever, man. You know, it makes you a pun connoisseur.
I am definitely not a pun connoisseur. I will have no problem with coming out and saying
it. Oh boy. You know what? Let's see if we can actually pay attention to see what he gets this time. Oh no,
Well, it is hard to make out.
It is.
But what do we think he's gonna get? I mean, his best cards. There's Crows and Grip to deal with counterbalance. There's the Boyle Beseju thing.
He might have
from the loam, of course.
He might have gotten Crows and Grip at this point because he does see that out. So let's see. And there's a Punishing Fire. Definitely not what he gambled for. So he's and that comes back anyway. So he's glad that's gone.
And looking at his hand, I see a Crows and Grip. I see a Light from the Loam. So his hand looks pretty good. If he can Crows and Grip this time to keep Tyler off the lock, and then he can start Light from the Loaming.
Yes. I definitely want to see the Crows and Grip. Important to note, by the way, that the Crows and Grip can still get countered by counterbalance, which is.
But it's hard, right?
It's a lot harder. It's a lot harder. It's very much a blind flip.
Right. They can't react. They can't put their 3 on top, so it has to already be there.
Yeah. All right. So let's see. You got it? You're going to just slam it.
Well, is there a reason to do it now instead of just passing the turn? If he activates the top, you could always do it then.
Nope. And by the way, he bought in the Mentors.
Yeah, and another good reason to bring it in is that it's a 3 and that it counters Crows and Grip.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate.
I mean, in all seriousness, that might be more of a reason to bring it in than for what the card does itself.
That's really gross.
Because post-board people are bringing Crows and Grips against you.
Yeah, that's disgusting. I feel so bad for Cody.
I mean, I don't know, if Tyler, if that was randomly there, if Tyler set that there with his top. I don't think I really love the play, just casting the Grip right then. I'm not saying, because, more than likely, Tyler would have topped and left it there and, set it second to the bottom, drawn something else, would have just basically
been the same.
But, if he does that, if you let him resolve the top, you have to assume he's not going to draw his 3, and then maybe you can grip him. While the top card is the card he actually wants to draw and not the Mentor. Yeah,
I agree with you there. I mean, I think either way, maybe Cody was kind of screwed, but
well, I mean, I don't think it's hindsight bias. I mean, I think why are you gripping now instead of passing a turn? At the very least, he's going to activate top or something, and you can respond. But
yeah,
somebody in the chat is saying that it just happened to be there, that Tyler hadn't topped. I don't know if that's the case or not. Obviously, if Tyler had never had a chance to set his deck at all, then the odds that it's a 3 are so low.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. Also, how did Ben Stark end up connecting with SFM? Do you live in the area? Yes, you do live in the area.
Yeah, they do a lot of stuff out of Docking Bay, which is 5 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
And Cool Stuff is a place that I've been playing at for years and years and years, a store that I'm a pretty big fan of.
Yeah, Cool Stuff is a pretty cool place.
But yes, the short answer is I am in the area.
Yeah.
They didn't have to fly me here.
All right, man.
I've rode my bicycle to Docking Bay before. That's how close it is to my house.
Do people love us? And by love us, I mean probably mostly love you and wonder who the other guy is.
Well, if they're here, and it's my first time here, so they must at least like you guys.
Great stream, cute boys.
I'm not going to argue with that.
Yeah, I'm definitely not going to. All right, it's the best compliment I've ever had about my commentary, is that I'm cute.
So, we've got the top counterbalance thing going on. Looks like the Mentor is in Tyler's hand. I don't know if there's another one on top.
That would just be absurd. I don't even want to think about that.
Well, it does seem strange to draw it unless you're planning on casting it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe.
Oh, he's got a Brainstorm, so he can put it back.
I suppose. I mean, not in response to Crows and Grip, of course, but this is a pretty stalled out board state. But I think a stalled out board state is actually better for miracles than it is for lands, because
I think Washable Axe is pointing out that turn 1 he played Envelop, turn 2 counterbalance, turn 3 top with 2 open. So he absolutely didn't activate the top.
Wow.
He just blind flipped and hit one of his couple copies of a 3. So, yeah, I mean, in that case, Cody's play of just killing it there is certainly not bad. I mean, even if the technical correct play would be to pass the turn and then respond to him activating top by doing it, it would have had the same result, and that's not much of a difference.
Yeah.
So.
And we see a flip to reveal another counterbalance to counter the punishing fire. What's an interesting play, by the way, if you're playing against Miracles, is to waste their fetch lands. That forces them to either lose their fetch land, or it forces them to use it, which does shuffle the top of their library. It's definitely not the best use of your resources, but when you're like Cody and your back's against the wall, you need every trick you can in order to get something going. So definitely should think about it at least once or twice.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, much like game 2, counterbalance top is out. Cody's got to be thinking about setting up a 2020 as quickly as possible.
And unfortunately, the longer this goes, the less likely that the 2020 is actually going to resolve, or will actually get to attack. Oh, wow. Tyler's life is actually at 23. That's funny, because he'll actually live a hit from Barrel Age at this point. So, you know what? He just has everything in the world, You take a hit from a flying demon. It's got 2 tops.
Yeah, this is looking pretty locked up.
And, the combo with top and top with Monastery Mentor, right?
You can just, put a top on top and then draw it again, put a top on top and draw it again. Just go, make guys.
Does it make like 4 dudes?
Yeah. And then next turn, make them all giant.
Yeah, it's pretty strong. Monastery Mentor, very, very good card. Really an interesting one, because, you wouldn't think that something like this is good in Miracles, but it actually really is. You know what I mean? Diversifying your threats as far as Miracles goes, having the big Entreat the Angels is good, having the Jace is good, but you know what happened to this random creature that if you have 2 tops out just becomes a giant monster is also really good.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'm no expert in these decks, but I think it's really big, I think, that it costs exactly 3.
Yes.
In that case, he got very lucky to hit it, but in the event that Cody didn't have the Crows and Grip right away, he would have been able to start topping and fetch landing and find the 3 and then, just leave it on top basically at all times. I mean, I guess, your opponent can always, like I said, there's a little bit of cat and mouse game because it is split second, so you can always wait until you stack your deck to not draw it or something like that and then get you with the grip. So, I mean, it's really hard, I guess, to successfully protect your balance all the time. You can protect it at key times.
Yes. Yeah. Crows and Grip normally is very good against the counterbalance. Usually saying, oh, it can get countered is kind of like just an off statement, but unfortunately for Cody, that became a reality.
But diversified casting cost is something they want.
Yes. I wonder if... Oh. We're getting a phone call. I wonder if Tyler is going to go for the top nonsense this turn, maybe next turn. Is there a land in his hand?
I actually don't see a land in his hand.
Oh, you know what is important actually to notice is that if he fetches, he might lose the 2 on top, and then his Monastery Mentor can get Punishing Fired. Not this turn because it does have prowess, so it's a 3/3, but Cody can get back the Punishing Fires whenever he wants. He has 2... Nope. And we're going to see that he left it on top because Tyler's a smart guy.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tyler's content to take this kind of slow. He obviously wants to end the game, but I don't think he's that concerned with whether he does it in 2 turns or 3 turns, let's say.
Yeah, he doesn't mind it going slow because the odds of Cody actually attacking with a Merit Lage and killing Tyler are so incredibly low at this point that I think the odds of Cody winning are like 2% or something like that. It's maybe not even 2%.
Right, because I mean he can even survive a hit from it.
He might just survive a hit and then kill him on the crackback.
He might just have a plow in his hand. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think he has like 3 ponders and a brainstorm. If he can't find out, it'd be insane. People in the chat right now are talking about weddings and beautiful wives, and you know what? Everyone's wife is beautiful. Every wedding is beautiful. You know.
Yeah.
Happy Mother's Day, by the way, to all the mothers out there.
That's a good shout out.
Yeah. If there's
Sorry, Mom.
If there's any mothers watching, Happy Mother's Day. If my mom is watching, Happy Mother's Day. I forgot to say it to you this morning, but I did text her, so she got the good old Happy Mother's Day text.
Well, I appreciate this reminder. I'll be making a call as soon as I have a break.
Yep.
Love you, Mom.
Let's see. Punishing Fire on the 1-1. Once again, does not resolve. Kind of just beating his head against the wall. Not a great one.
Somebody said Cody threw this game. I can't imagine what Cody could have done to win this game. It looked like pretty much everything went perfect for Tyler. I mean, balance into top, had the envelop, hit the 3.
Yeah, Cody, I mean, you could have argued that maybe he should have waited a turn and then Tyler would have drawn, but that is definitely hindsight. Like saying, oh, well, there's a 3 on his top.
Yeah, I mean, if you let him stack the deck and draw one, he has the ability to put the mentor the second down, you know, to have it end up being the top card. And though, you know, like I said, you have to guess right when it's going to be there, when it's not. I mean, if he had never stacked his deck with top, the odds that there was a 3 on top are just so low.
Yeah, I'm curious what the actual...
Well, just the number of 3s and the number of cards, and I mean, there's 2 mentor
and 1 council judgment.
Yeah,
is that those the only 3s? How much is back to basics?
That's 3.
Okay,
yeah.
So he has a total of 5 out of 60,
and maybe about 50 at that point. But I mean,
that's true. You don't know how many.
But even that, you know, you're still talking, you know, 5 out of 50. You know,
a 10% chance. You know, normally you're willing to bet against that.
And it's not going to get better if you let him activate top. And
yeah, it's just going to get worse. Well, we see a ponder.
So now with Corey at 7, Tyler will probably do what you said and start popping these tops.
Pop the tops. I like that.
You would.
You spit some fire, don't you, Ben? I like that. And of course, you know, I like the Pokemon tokens too. By the way, Lickitung, Grimer.
He doesn't even have to. He's already got 7.
Yeah. Well, that didn't take as long as I thought it would. I thought we'd still be on game 1 by now, and we would have devolved into talking about food or...
Well, we can credit the players. They both played extremely quickly.
They did. You know what? I will give that credit to that. I've definitely seen, not going to say any names, seen some people in our meta who play Miracles, and they played extremely slowly. But they were very quick,
you know,
very expedient.
Yeah, everyone plays at a different pace, but you do have to know your
Yes.
pace. So if you want to play Miracles in a tournament, you need to know how to play quickly. If you're just a slower player, just don't play Miracles.
Yeah, don't play Burn or something.
Play something normal.
Play Belcher.
I mean, play Stoneforge if you want. Just don't play Miracles.
Yeah, no one likes they top. All right, you could top. Yep. 30 minutes later, you know. I never want to call judge on slow play, but when I was at GP Seattle, I had to call.
Oh yeah, you have to. I do it in tournaments. You know, I'll tell my opponent if I don't think they're doing a purpose look, I don't think you're stalling, I don't think you're trying to cheat. You're taking too long, and we're not going to finish. So I have to call judge. You know?
you got to speed it up, or I have to call judge because your tops can't take 45 seconds each when you're activating like 20 of them a game.
But I mean, that was great. They
that was good though.
Very crisp, very quick. They seemed to know what they were doing, how to operate their decks.
You know what? I don't know if it's true, but based on that matchup, it seems to me that Miracles, I think, has the advantage in that. I mean, it seemed to. Yeah, you know, it could have just been great draws from Tyler, but it didn't really see to me like Miracles. I mean, that lands could do that much other than make a super quick 20/20.
And even then, Miracles has access to Plow and, you know.
Yeah, Council Judgment, Terminus. You know, it's got a lot of answers to it, but I think now we're ready to go to break. We'll